welcome to week number 2, which is also going to be on the theme of gratitude, but approaching it in a different way. And I'm going to be trying to talk about my thoughts and feelings about gratitude, keeping a practice of gratitude, along with explaining parts of this artwork that I'm creating digitally on my iPad Pro. Let me talk about that since it's going on. The color that came to mind was gold. So actually, I didn't Google. I went to pixabay.com where I can get copyright free images for commercial use with no attribution required, and I just put in the word gold, and all these things came up. So golden water, golden patterns and textures, but I wanted the stormy sky too, because the practice of gratitude requires that on a sunny day, it's easy to be grateful, but during times where maybe stormy clouds are looming behind you or ahead of you or around you, you can still practice the attitude of gratitude. So here I'm trying a golden texture that I'm experimenting, and it ends up not working out right there. So she's standing in the golden water, but I definitely wanted the stormy sky. And now this texture pattern is going to be used because I want a golden light around her. And the word gold and golden is so often used with wisdom, like golden wisdom, the golden hour. People that are EMTs, I think they talk about the golden hour. And so I'm going to be back and forth talking about my thoughts and feelings about the practice of gratitude, along with the creating of this image. So I'm using different blending modes right there to create the right transparency where the figure can come through, and where she's surrounded with just a light haze of gold and not completely covered by it, or it turns into a different color. Sometimes it does that. So I got the right blending mode right there. Here, I want all that black to go away and just the stars to be dangling down. So it was a nice thing that I just typed in the word gold into the search for at pixabay.com to search their website, and all these different things came up, like these golden stars, the golden pattern, the golden water. So it was easy to pick and choose a bunch of different things that I knew that I could experiment and explore different ways to possibly experiment and put them together. So there I did managed to use a blending mode that made the black background of those stars go away. So for this week, it's more creating a visual reminder for yourself to have a grateful heart, to actually live with a grateful heart, to practice the attitude of gratitude, those things. Kind of like a daily visual reminder. And it could be many different things. Decorating a special journal that's going to become your gratitude journal, which I talked about in week 1, a gratitude journal where you would keep your weekly or daily gratitude lists. Maybe it's just making or decorating a bookmark that will be a reminder. It could be creating a piece of jewelry. So those are just some thoughts. Now, I would probably want to do that in the future. Instead, here, I created the embodiment of my thoughts and feelings about gratitude into a creative figure, which I call the golden goddess of gratitude. So I was happy that I had thought of that, the golden goddess of gratitude. That's what I'm trying to create here. And So she definitely has the gold wings also, and now there's a golden book that's going to be laying on the ground next to her to stand for golden wisdom. So for me, this is unless I print this out and hang it somewhere where I'm going to see it every day, it wouldn't necessarily be a visual reminder, a daily visual reminder. Um, or oh, I have an idea. I could print this out and print it. I mean, and glue it to the cover of some journal. That's it. I could laminate this to protect it and then use it as the cover for a journal. Or I only have an inkjet printer. People say that you cannot um, paint. You cannot paint with inkjet prints, but I found if you spray it with fixative and let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes, inkjet prints do not smear at all. So now, as I was talking, I was just thought of an idea of, yes, using this. This could be used as the illustration for a cover for a gratitude journal. So right now I'm using different blending modes again. And actually I'm looking at my notes because I want to keep going back and forth about talking about the creative process plus talking about my thoughts and feelings about gratitude. So a thought would be, if you were to create a portrait that would be the embodiment of gratitude, what might you think of? Um, I thought of the golden goddess of gratitude, but maybe you might think of something else if you had that desire to go in that direction. So I'm adding a lot of golden stars dangling down from the sky around. I found this circular star object or image that I was able to put around her face and her head. I'm also going to put it like flying off the book or emanating from the book. The nice thing about digital is how you can resize it by pinching or zooming out. I can resize, like, as opposed to traditional collage. If you wanted something bigger, that would be hard to do. You have to go to your copier or draw it to make it bigger, extend it out with drawing, or go to your copier and make it bigger. And so that's the nice thing about digital. And one reason why I chose digital for this time is in week one I did use traditional art materials, but I'm filming both of these in the same week, and I also have other things going on. So it was not convenient for me to set up for my traditional art making, and the digital is just so much more convenient and easier for this moment, for the time right now, when it's too difficult and too time consuming, and also just my energy level to be able to set up the traditional art materials. This is where excuse me, this is where digital comes in so handy. And I had already had the idea a few weeks ago. I've been thinking about it for about a month. This goddess of gratitude, and then today I just thought of it as the golden goddess of gratitude, and then that got me thinking of looking for all these golden objects. So now the golden eggs. At first I wasn't going to put them there because I thought the goose that laid the golden egg has kind of like negative connotations. But the eggs for me here symbolize abundance. Like being, I guess, fertility, but not necessarily for human fertility. Just being fertile ground for creativity, abundance, abundance of creativity, abundance of wealth, abundance of wisdom. So it's my personal symbolism here. Of course, the eggs are gonna mean something else to somebody else, but for me, I wanted the gold. I like the image of the golden eggs there, and they symbolize something that I'm trying to express also. So I pretty much expressed my thoughts and feelings about that now. Okay, yeah, I finished that image, and now I'm going to take it into iColorama. I think that's, or is it just Colorama? Because I don't use this app often. It's either iColorama or just Colorama, so I'm sorry about that, and it's an app. And I'm going to experiment with filters. So first I went to presets. Up there you can see it's highlighted in blue, preset, and now I'm just going to go to colors, and it's so overwhelming because then they have colors 2, colors 3, colors 4, and each one of those has, there you can see, what, 3, 6, 9, 12, like 20 options. 20 options for each of those 5 categories. So that's 100 options. It's way overwhelming for me. I'm not going to try them all. So I limited myself to just trying only about 3 to 5 and then saying that's it. They had to be like a different enough that those 3 are not different enough ones that I liked, but I wasn't going to be trying 100 of them. So here I'm trying out different filters, and pretty amazed. I was pretty amazed with the filters. They really make it stunning. And I forgot to mention, yes, definitely having her a figure that was in the pose of praying. She didn't have to be praying. She could have had her arms up to the sky. That would have been good too. But I found this figure that was praying like this with her eyes closed, with the long, luxurious dress. And so I really felt attracted to this figure, drawn to this figure to use it. And, for me, gratitude is related and tied up with prayer. Every morning, 20 minutes every morning, I do meditation and prayer, 20 minutes of meditation and prayer. And I think I saved them. Each time you can save them. You don't have to apply. Now, in the top right corner, you can see it says apply, and right next to it, save. If don't apply it, because then that means that stays that way. But you can just go ahead and save it. So that's how I can switch out between these different filters and try out the different filters. So I try out one filter, and if I like it, I don't click apply. I just click save, and it saves, and then it gives me the option to save to, or it automatically does. It saves to the camera roll and doesn't change it permanently. If you click apply, it will change it permanently. So I like to put, I'm putting, so, oh, sorry. Okay, thank you so much for watching.